One thing has gone under the radar so far about what the Chiefs have coming up in this season in order to be successful, and it might just look quite a bit different. We're going to talk about the front four and a couple of other topics tonight on a special Tuesday night live stream. Welcome to RGR Football. Welcome back, everybody. I know this is a little weird. A live stream on a Tuesday night, not our normal thing. Dan's on vacation, and I had a couple of topics that I wanted to talk about. I just didn't get them down in a way that I liked, so I figured we'd just have a chat and go through it again. I see you guys are starting to get in here. Old Gooch is in the house. Say hi to everybody. And glad for all you guys for being able to jump on a night that isn't quite normal. It came to me over the 4th of July weekend. I had a lot of thoughts about where this thing is going and what it has to get done. And everybody, Aaron, I hope I didn't mess up your timing, but Aaron's got something going on tonight as well. Make sure that you check that out if you're in the know. As I got back, it started thinking me like, this isn't the normal team. There are a couple of things that the Chiefs need to take care of in order to really get ready for what I think could be their springboard bounce back season. I'm going to call it bounce back right now rather than take it back because I think they can, and I think that they're kind of focused on that. The take it back aspect is going to be important. In order to do that, they're changing a couple of things. If you guys saw on Sunday night, a conversation Matt and I had late last week that you got to see on Sunday night, just about the impact of Jarran Reed and what he's going to bring to that offensive or defensive line and how that changes. But it got me thinking more and more about what does that mean for the total defense? And when you take a look back at Spag's history, his New York teams, even the Saints as well, like he had generally big upfront, long, tall guys on the defensive line, and that's how he got things done. This is a little bit different because I think what we've seen over the last couple of years in focusing on the run defense and what needs to be shored up there, I think this change, and it's very lucky that Jarran Reed just kind of fell into their laps, to tell you the truth. It was a juicy tidbit, Daryl. I agree with you. It changes what they're capable of doing. And I know that there's questions about Frank Clark and everything. Frank's going to be what Frank's going to be, and we'll see what happens with it. This picture that was on the thumbnail tonight just happens to be from OTAs where Frank was not participating yet. But everybody else was in line there because when it comes to pass rushing, Will, I'm going to get to that. That's the other topic that everybody's been asking me about this afternoon. I will get to that in a little bit. But when I saw this image, it really hit me like this isn't just a couple of guys that happen to play on the defensive line. This could be the lineup, especially in pass rushing downs, that you see. You could see Noddy and Reed inside and Chris and Taco on the outsides. And that's what's got to start being productive. I know it's a little bit strange to see Chris out on at the end. I mean, we've seen him do it a few times, but not a lot. It's also a little bit strange that you might have Noddy in on pass rushing situations. I think he's going to rotate out of there with Turk Wharton, but if Wharton goes outside some as well, you never know. I think that this could be for that need to get something done. And the nice thing about this is, especially if it's a pass rushing down and they're in the nickel or the dime, a lot of teams have been tempted to run on them more because they feel that they can pick up a first down, 5, 6, 7 yards because of the lack of ability to stop the run. But with Reed and Noddy in there, that evaporates really quickly. And so even if you replace Wharton in there where you have a little more pass rush than Noddy, with Reed in there, that particular beefier front, not like the super tall long guys, like you saw with Strahan and that crew or any of the other groups that you've seen Spags put on the field. It's not that kind of long, tall beef, right? It's a little more thick. It's a little more, can we not only get after the passer with just 4, but can we stop the run? Can we be not susceptible because they know we're in nickel and dime so much? Can we be better with just the 4 against the run so that we don't get banged up because we're trying to play what is our base defense and mind the pass that much more? That's considerable because I think that helps Hitch play better. It helps both the young linebackers play better and Willie and with Nick Bolton. And I think that generally ends up giving you a better outcome for the team. The interesting thing is, if you can crush that pocket with the interior guys, no matter who they are, it allows what is, I think, a game that's getting quicker and quicker delivering the ball. It allows you to actually maybe get some hands up, maybe get in the way of the passing lanes, but it also gives just a little bit more hesitation where the ends can get around. And I think overall, this might be a stronger line than we've seen the last couple of seasons, just because it's not easily movable. It's something that I think can pay off for them, and it's going to protect the backside. And that's how this is all linked together for me in the last couple of days. Like, I'm trying to hit the comments here as well in case I missed something. Welcome, Concrete. And yes, everybody's here. Bills fan. Elliot, welcome back. You made it. And it's funny because the Bills are a good example. Like, they didn't expect the Chiefs to be able to run on them that rainy contest, right? And so I don't want to see that happen for the Chiefs, where all of a sudden they start to get some grind on the run game, and they just start hammering. And then when you're not able to defend the run, it takes away from everything else. It makes you susceptible for everything else. It makes your second level come up faster. It makes you more susceptible against the play action, all kinds of bad things, right? But if that beef inside can allow Chris Jones to play more outside, but also guys like Taco be able to come around the edge with Frank, I think there'll be rotation there. You're also going to find a lineup, and I don't have a picture of this yet because Frank wasn't practicing enough, but you're also going to have a lineup where you have Frank, Reed, Chris, and then either Taco or Dana or Kando or Ward. Like, you're going to have some of the more speed guys. I think Damone Harris might have a shot at still making this group. Let's not count him out. I know I rattle off a bunch of names and I don't always include him. I probably should. But that said, again, it comes back to beef and being able to not get dinged with the draws and the run game that takes advantage of only rushing 4, and being able to protect the backside. Because I think, as much as I think Snead's a good blitzer, I think Fenton's a great blitzer, and we've seen Spags do a lot of that. As I start rotating about, how do you protect what is now, without Breeland, a much younger corner group? How do you protect them? And it's about crushing the pocket. It's not necessarily about coming off the edge like super fast. It's not like Von Miller and Khalil Mack coming off the edges. But if you can crush the pocket and make the quarterbacks uncomfortable to the point where they either have to back up or come into the teeth, I think you're in good shape. Now, Elliott's quarterback, Josh Allen's going to take advantage of that, and he's going to break the pocket and hurt you. And that's a symptom of playing that particular team with that particular quarterback. Not every quarterback can take advantage of you that way. They seem to all be in the AFC, so that's the problem. Like, there's Josh, there's Lamar, guys that if you do get pressure early, that you do have to watch the run. It's going to be tough. Elliot, okay. You're absolutely right. And that's the thing, is I think what Ellie's saying in the chat is that they dared you to run and you took advantage of it. Well, a lot of teams around the league see that as, this is now the Chiefs daring you. You know what I mean? Because they're going to play dime. They're going to say, we're going to give you a 1 linebacker or a 2 linebacker box. A lot of times it's going to be Hitch and Sorensen still, is my thought. And so that's almost naming you to go there. And that makes it difficult. You have to be able to adjust. And I think, again, if it's Chris and Reed inside, and then you get, whoever the rotational pass rusher is, I think Taco's going to get first shot. I think you're going to see some of the younger guys as well, including Mike Dana. Dana, I always go back and forth on his name. I got to talk to the guy to figure out what he says. But I think that's going to be key. And then Frank obviously will be on the outside for the most part. I don't think anything's going to come of it. Like I said, we'll figure out that situation when it happens. But just that pressure, that collapse of the pocket, will help the guys on the back end. And Chase, what you're asking about, I think for the team, their top 3 are real simple. I don't think there's much competition for who's going to be the starters. It's going to be Ward, Snead, and Fenton, barring injury or something outlandish. Whether you call who the number 2 or whatever, I think Snead's the best of their corners right now. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be on the best wide receiver, because Ward doesn't travel. I think Snead can. And I think when they do get another guy that they feel comfortable with out on the outside, that can be another guy that travels. When they have two of them, then they'll start doing that, is my thought. So it's not really about who is the two. It's who doesn't move around enough. I like that concept of Wharton out there too, Voodoo. That's all right, Holly. I didn't know it was going on either until we had some dropouts and I didn't get enough done with the other things. So, and Aaron will have the Zoom right after that. I didn't realize I stepped right on the same time. Aaron, I apologize. Hey, Danilo's back. What's up? Everybody say hi to Danilo. So that said, what it does is set up the defense that I hope to be somebody that doesn't have to rely on sending the corners as blitzers. I know that they can. And I know that Specs kind of likes to go to that as a changeup, and he's the king of the changeups. I think that's really going to be the key in how he changes everything up in adapting and moving forward. That's going to be big for him. I'm pretty excited about what it means by not having to send them as often, because personally, I'd rather see them do more of a nebulous dime where they have some underneath defenders that are safeties, not the linebacker, and send the linebacker. I'd like to see Willie Gay blitz with those front four and be the fifth right up the gut to really, really attack the quarterbacks that know that they have to get the ball out, like Tom Brady. I think he can make a lot of hay that way. And I think they're going to have to go through him. They're going to have to go through Josh Allen. And if you can hit Allen early before he has a chance to really see it and get out of the pocket, you can help yourself. I think Lamar Miller bails on pockets a little bit quicker in terms of deciding, hey, I'm going to go. And so maybe that isn't what you do against him in that particular game plan. But I do think if you're going to send a fifth, I'd rather see it be from the linebacker level, as long as you have the coverage. And if those guys are playing the run enough so that in nickel and dime, you're not getting gashed by the run game, especially the draws, I think you're going to be in much better shape. So that's what I'm looking for. So that said, first question earlier, we'll do a couple of topics here. I don't want to keep you guys too late. The N'Keal Harry rumors that evidently he's asked for a trade. I mean, it could be something worth looking at. He's a big dude. He's the kind of receiver that they don't necessarily have, that they're hoping that Demarcus Robinson can be, like the big, powerful guy. He hasn't worked out in New England. I can't say that is a plus or a minus, because New England does some complex things too. It's getting used to a couple of different quarterbacks. Like there's some issues there. Coming into an Andy Reid offense, I'm not sure that that's an easy thing for a receiver. So I'm a little reluctant to do a trade like that. But if it's like a Hughes trade where you're talking about a conditional sixth, I don't see an issue. I don't think that it would be a problem. Now, I don't know that the team feels that they need to go out and do that, especially for an unproven talent like Harry. But if this all leads to him particularly being cut, I would definitely think that they'd look to pick him up. I know people asked last week about Golden Tate, same thing. Like if it's economical and they feel that they need it, I think they might go look at that. If not, if they have somebody that's stepping up, especially if they get to training camp, like I don't know if any of this is going to happen before training camp. If they get to training camp and somebody is stepping up, if Byron Pringle goes and takes that third receiver job, the X, the number 2 technically, good for them. Then I don't think they'll have to worry about it. And I quite frankly don't think that they will. If D-Rob does the same thing, sure. If they're kind of just all doing what they do, I don't know if there's going to be an impetus or if they're just going to feel like, hey, we have enough with the third receiver. We have this new toy in Noah Gray. We obviously have Hill, Hardman, and Kelsey. Like we're going to do with that. And we're going to hope that we're going to push McColl to come out of his shell and really make an impact. Maybe that's what it looks like. Let's see. Thanks, Dan. Nice to hear. Holly, a lot of people measure GOATness by success, as in winning rings and other metrics. You're absolutely right. Robert, got your Trooper shirt. I'm glad. I hope that you like it and it's fitting good. Tried it on Stanley. It looks like hey, I resemble that remark, Robert, but thank you for grabbing one of those. I like that dude, and we're going to have more gear with him on it as well. I'm a little bit of a sci-fi buff, so you gotta let that go too. Jeff made it to the chat too. Holly, there's Jeff. Yeah, welcome to the last month before you get to see stuff. Hopefully we'll have an announcement about training camp and like what's going to go on. If you guys want to go to training camp, we don't know what the rules are, how many they're lending in or whatever, but tickets do go on sale tomorrow on the 7th. And you do have to be ticketed to go to training camp on a specific day this year. It's going to be e-tickets on an app on your phone, but you do have to sign up and get them. So if you guys are planning on that, make sure that you go sign up tomorrow. I'm going to be doing the same thing. I don't think I'm going to be getting a credential. So Kansas City Chiefs, I'm just live because Dan's on vacation and I didn't get a video put together for you fast enough. I got sidetracked with some things coming back from the holiday. So just thought we'd have another chat tonight about a totally different topic. So yeah, I agree with you, Elliot. And I look forward to it. And I think Justin Herbert's going to be in that mix here in another year or two. I really do feel like as long as they can keep him healthy, I think he's going to be the guy that pushes. And I'm looking forward for that. I still want to see an 8-man front on the D line. Hey, there's always goal line, man. I will say this though. I think that Spags getting creative is going to be a better thing. He's good at that. And what you'll see from some of the national analysts like Baldy, like Matt Bowen, like they can appreciate what Spags does in disguising what he's doing and how effective that is. And that's going to be important too. Now he has a few more wrinkles, I think, where it doesn't have to be straight substitution. I think he can get even more creative, and I think that's going to help them. And quite frankly, the reason I named it the key to the season is because if you can get the defense to the point where they allow 4 or 5 points less per game, all of a sudden it's a whole lot smoother sailing. It's not as close a games. The offense doesn't have to put out as much. You don't have to have the third wide receiver become a Sammy Watkins replacement. You can let them be who they are and develop naturally. So that's where I'm drawing the line. Like there's 2 ways to get a team better and get more wins, not only scoring more points, but allowing less. So I feel like this could be a turning point for that, and having more beef and more dominance. I really think that Reed could have a stellar season in Kansas City. Let's see. There's Dan. There's Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, I know I'm weird. Sorry. Just throwing you guys a curveball. Best football player in the league, Mahomes or Donald? I'm a defensive first guy. I'd still say Mahomes. That is for real. There's just no one like him. There's no one like Aaron Donald right now either. But like the difference, I think, in terms of quarterback play versus the next best quarterback play, I feel like the gap's a little bit wider. I think Chris Jones is pretty up there. So it is what it is. Let's see. A couple other questions and we'll let you guys go. What is this? Oh, wait, that was not the one I meant to click on. Key, Cole, Boodle, Saunders, Callaway are my top 5 bubble guys on the roster. Responding to Locked On. Yeah, thank you, Voodoo. Yeah, that's and I'll have the next one up tomorrow. The video will go up during the day. The audio will be like a regular podcast will be up later tonight. And we're flipping it. We're doing bubble guys on offense as well. And I agree with you. Like, I don't know if Chris is going to play outside predominantly. And at this point, it sounds like it's like 60%, maybe more. Like if he's more of an end than he is a tackle in terms of where he takes his snaps, I think Colin Saunders is a guy you have to keep because he does know the system. He does provide some pass rush. I know he got buried behind Turk Warden because Turk Warden had an absolutely stellar rookie year. But I don't know if there's anybody else. You have to have a 4-man rotation at the very least. And I don't know that you're going to find somebody else that's going to play better. So that's where I'm at with that one. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you could always upgrade. I agree with you. I think they have a couple of guys that can kind of play the tweener role. Fenton's one of them. So is Will Parks. We're going to see what comes of that a lot. Hey, Liz, happy birthday. I'm sorry to take him away on this, but I hope that you have a fun time and welcome to the Discord chat. And members, you're going to be getting your Discord communications here hopefully soon. I have the beginnings of it done, and we'll try to get that squared away here this week. Let's see. Hypothetically, if Rodgers signs with the Broncos and the Badger gets his contract, I mean, I don't think there's any way that Tyrann Mathieu doesn't get a contract. If I'm the Chiefs And I talked about this with Matt as well. You guys will hear his take on this and hear tomorrow. Jamal Adams is out there, wants a big contract too. And he's even calling himself a defensive playmaker, not a safety. Like if he signs a contract before Tyron's goes up, I think that's just that's point blank. So I don't think that it's going to be. I think there's a reason for both sides to want to get this done sooner rather than later. So I'm thinking beginning of training camp at the latest. I've been wrong on contracts before though. The Travis Kelce extension, the first one, I was absolutely wrong. It is what it is. Yeah, I've heard people mention Earl a couple of times. I don't know how well he fit in here, to tell you the truth. And they want Thornhill to come along. So, and I didn't mean to skip the rest of your question there, Scott. Aaron Rodgers is a game changer. Aaron Rodgers puts the Broncos right behind the Chiefs, in my opinion, and likely ahead of the Chargers, because they have a good receiving core. Sutton, Judy, Fant. If he's used correctly, and Aaron Rodgers will, I think that puts them right up there as nipping on the Chiefs' heels. And their defense is very, very good. They have built their secondary, the Broncos have, specifically to stop the Chiefs, with 3 very good corners, one of the best safeties in the league. In fact, Justin Simmons is one of the contracts that Tyrann Mathieu's contract will be compared to. I will tell you that. So there's a lot there. It could be really, really interesting. And it's crazy just to think that you could go from a season ago, a division that was pretty devoid of quarterback talent outside of Mahomes to arguably, not arguably, the MVP from last season and arguably the next best quarterback in the league. I would put Aaron Rodgers up there. I would put him ahead of just about everybody but Mahomes. I'm trying to think if there's anybody that I would put between them. And right now I'm not thinking of anyone. So it's going to be fun. So that's where I'm at tonight. We'll see what happens if there's any acquisitions along the wide receiver spot. And if so, I think that tells you about what they saw in OTAs and where they feel everybody's going. They do have a lot of young talent. I think it's waiting to see who's going to step up and if they're going to get enough step up to really rely on that production. So we'll see what comes of it. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward for the defense. Again, don't forget, if you want to get to training camp, you got to sign up tomorrow. I don't think they're going to last the day. So keep an eye on that. I don't have any numbers. They haven't released how many they're letting in. So I don't know what to tell you in terms of when you have to do it. So stack bundles. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Been a minute since it caught a stream. Well, hey, then maybe the strange Tuesday night stream was a good idea. Glad you made it. And thank you for the support as always. Everybody else here is saying the same thing. One more time, Liz, happy birthday. I hope you guys have a great day. Dan should have something tomorrow. If not, maybe we'll do this again. I have no idea. And then Seth should be back on Thursday night. So we have the normal thing going. We'll go from there. It's only a couple of weeks, you guys. A couple of weeks till quarterbacks report. It should be the 22nd. I think you'll see the quarterbacks for the first time. So I am crossing my fingers and hoping that it gets here. Dan and Daniela had one more comment. Let's go get Jordan Hicks. I won't argue. Fitting him in is going to be a little bit difficult. And KJ Wright, the same thing. I said it last night. Like, whoever you sign as a veteran linebacker that knows how to play, is already there. It takes away reps from the young guys in Willie Gay and Bolton. That's the only thing that I can think maybe is holding them back. I'm not sure. But that's what I'd think. So anyway, that's it for me tonight. Nice quick one. Thank you guys for jumping in, and I hope that you have a good one. Let me know what you think about the defense down below, as well as the N'Keal Harry thing and any of the other positions. If you're catching this on replay, make sure you hit your comments, like, sub, and hit that bell notification so you know when the next one comes out. Should be tomorrow night, as per usual. You guys have a good night, and I'll talk to you next time.